Hey YouTube, Robbie coming to you guys here with an Edison deck, or not deck, Edison side deck video, more or less, conversation piece slash, yeah, it's just been a while since I did an Edison thing, and almost all the time I just showcase a deck, but I never really showcase what a lot of like the side deck cards during the format are. So I got a couple of them here. I don't have all the things, and I'll go over some of the things I'm missing. Some of the weirder things, I'm looking at more of the actual lists from the event itself and not so much modernized Edison, but there are a lot of these cards that like overlap with more modern side decks and stuff nowadays. So we'll get into it. First off is like obviously Cyber Dragon. If you don't have that card in your main deck, you're going to side deck it because it's good against Blackwings to beat them over if they don't have Colute, and it's good against the Machina deck because you can just contact fuse them away. Some people even went so far as to play the 2 Cyber Dragons and 3 Proto Cyber Dragons. So they went hard. Next was like the Soul Exchange package, which would be like triple Mobius, double Soul Exchange, or some Vanity's Fiends. I see this a lot in like those heavier back row decks, like, or just like ones that you need to get rid of the problematic monster, like Blackwings, for example. You can do this, hit the 2 with the Mobius. This is actually like just a really nice like side deck idea in general. Or you hit their set monster and you can hit him with a Vanity's Fiend or something like that. It's pretty nuts, honestly. It's a nice little side package in general. Next is like some more anti-Blackwing cards, as crazy as that is, but like Blackwings was just a great deck. So you have Juju and Summon Eater. These are also good against Glad Beasts. And okay at best against some of the other decks. These like stun type of cards was kind of a common idea to side in along with like Banisher or a Breaker. These were just like okay cards to side in. Some people went as hard as to do some skill drains and other skill drain based cards, such as King Barbaros. I didn't grab those out because I just thought I would include the stun idea with these cards, or like Thunder King Ryo. Those would come in a lot of times versus like the gadget decks or Blackwings, because again, he's big, the stun card. Yeah, so like the stun package was kind of just like a cool, not quite optimal, but like pretty decent idea versus a lot of matchups. And then more anti-Blackwing is just Consecrated Light. You just auto win against that deck with this card unless they like set a monster, set Icarus, and you just like let the Icarus like walk against you. But a lot of the time you'll be protecting this card with a lot of other cards, so it's just really strong against that deck entirely. Next is our only like real hand trap of the format is DD Crow. You have like other ones like Trag and Gores. If you don't main deck them, you can side deck them as well. But like DD Crow is just a solid one versus like the plant matchups or Pot of Avarice decks, where like you're gonna DD Crow their card, and it's just nice. It's a Wing Beast as well, so like Blackwings would side it in a lot, and if you had to, you could Icarus it, and it's just, that's fine. And then, so I'm missing quite a few other ones, but one of the more like interesting ones that I've seen is Reptilian Vasky. If you're playing against a lot of quick draw decks, this card's insane because you just tribute 2 tokens and summon it, and then you can destroy a card or monster your opponent controls once per turn. So it's kind of nice if you're only expecting to play against that matchup ever, which is not that likely. Or if they don't use their tokens, then yeah, I don't know what else to tell you, but it's an interesting one. So that's more of like the monsters in the main deck. There's other choices as well that are just like kind of odd and different here and there, but like these are like some strong solid starts. Some spell cards that they would play. This one wasn't as seen as often, but against Lightsworn, it was just nice. Seeing Nobleman across that was actually very common back then. A lot of decks setting Spy, Hamster, Raikou. Yeah, just Knock was just a strong card back then. And then you have Monster Protection with My Body as a Shield. If you didn't have it in the main deck, or you needed more copies against things like Icarus Attack, or if you're playing Blackwings, you'd probably be putting more of these in because of what people are going to be siding against you. So this is just a strong choice. And then you have monster removal of simple, like 1-for-1 removal with Hammer Shot, Smashing Ground, Soul Taker, and then you have mass removal with like Lightning Vortex and other like board wipers like that. Some of the traps, I don't have Swallow's Flip here, and I couldn't find like tuner scheme, which is a really weird one, but like an odd one. But we'll get into it. Probably the most side decked card you'd see in the meta for a while back then was Trap Hole. 2 to 3 was sided in a lot of people's sideboards just for Blackwings and other random matchups that like the normal summon really matters. And if like you do this on a Debris Dragon, that just leaves their Dandelion sitting there for a hot minute. That's just not good. But like you're not going to do that versus that matchup. You're just cutting them off from their Whirlwind Search. Yeah, pulling the rug, which kind of is in the same theory of Trap Hole. Just, you know, if you're playing against Gadgets or a Debris Dragon, or, I mean, you can hit a Blizzard with this, even though that's really bad. Unless, I mean, they're probably going to chain block it anyway. You can hit Stratos with this. You can hit, there's a lot of, like, really random cards that you can hit with this. But, like, Gadgets are your biggest go-to for this card, siding it in and out. Or whatever. It's just, that card's nice. And then Starlight Road is one of the other bigger ones that you would side versus Icarus Attack decks or Judgment Dragon, or if you're just like playing the game plan and protecting more of your back row, this card is just a solid choice. This one was really good against Glad Beast and Cat decks. Mirror of Oath, just hitting those summoned monsters off Cat or summoned monsters like Glad Beast monsters. It clears the problem and you get a free card out of it. So yeah, it's pretty good. Against like Lightsworn, you would have Light Imprisoning Mirror, which I couldn't find at the moment, and like Threatening Roar, just to have more protection versus that deck, in all honesty, because that's like kind of the biggest threat is like you just don't want them to kill you. So like Light Mirror was strong. This is strong as well. And then if you're playing Lightsworn, some of your bigger side deck cards would be Royal Decree and Malevolent Catastrophe. Against those pesky other like matchups where trap cards are just sometimes a little too much for you to handle. You just deal with these with those. Those with these, sorry. But yeah, so like these are some of the other trap cards that you would side in. Another like weird one that's like not bad is Chain Disappearance. You could hit a lot of really cool cards with this, like Dandelion. You can hit Debris Dragons. You can hit Raycos sometimes when they're flip summoned. I mean, yeah, it's just, this card's not great, but not terrible as well. This is probably one of those like weirder side deck cards of Yu-Gi-Oh's history of like in and out of being playable, not playable, whatever. But this one's okay. And then these are some of the side deck cards that like you see Blackwing going into, which is a deck Devi. This destroys plant decks just like single-handedly, or a lot of those like set monster reliant decks, because this kills Spy, Hamster, Raikou. So you can deck Devi pretty easily, and like some of the other cool decks that could play this are like the Flameveil deck, because you can just go like an easy hit with a Fire Dog, make a Colossal Fighter, set deck Devi, and then you're just like, all right, deck Devi, whatever problem monsters you might be seeing. And then if you're not main decking it, Delta Crow Anti-Reverse is another like solid trap card that you could side in. Some of the other odd ones that you might see could be Royal Oppression. It was not in the main deck, in the side deck, and System Down. That's another like board wiper card versus the Machina deck. And other than that, really like side deck for this format is all over the place. Like for example, that top 16 deck that was playing the Gravekeeper Burn deck sided into Synchro Cat. So like, he sided a whole nother deck and just like smoke screens. So really a side deck could go all over the place for this format, but these are just some of the solid like side deck ideas that, you know, you could be playing with and against. So I hope this helps everybody with Time Wizard format coming up and people trying to like start to play Edison more. I thought I would at least give you guys a little bit of a video. So if there's any questions you guys have, comment down below, and I'm going to post a link to my locals Discord page. We're going to be hosting Time Wizard events both remotely and in person. So like if you guys want to join, by all means, I will have that link down below here for you guys. All right, later guys.